Good morning, everyone. On our way. Oh, ruts. They're everywhere today. It's steep up. Got a lot of elevation gain today. It's gonna be tough on RP with the second day back to trail. Struggled a little bit yesterday. We got our miles in though, and he's taking off like a bat right now. So hopefully everything works out well. We're trying to get past the Mazuzik Notch, whatever I can pronounce it. It's a real tough area of rock climbing and et cetera, et cetera. You'll see pictures. Before that, we got a steep up right here, and then down, and then we go up Mount Success, which is real steep up. So it's going to be a day. Anyhow, no rain yet today. Hopefully we can get through today without rain and make our day a whole lot easier on the notch. So anyhow, we'll take pictures, and if the notch is bad as it says they are, there's probably some videos too. We'll hit the main border here, about 5 miles. It'll be my last state. There's one state to go, Maine. I welcome it, and we'll see what we see. Talk to you later. Looking for food? Looking for a friend, maybe.
There's meat.
Hello, you. Pretty bird. That's where we just came from. Crazy shit today. 1:18 here. We're at the shelter. Only made it 9 miles today. Yesterday we did 12. RP's first day back on the trail. We got dropped off late. 12 miles is what we expected to do, and we got it done. Today, RP's legs are no longer fresh, and the trail didn't stay bad. It got worse. So it was a consensus that we need to give RP time to get trail legs. And on top of that, we're hiking slow, so it ends up being a long day, even though you don't get big miles. It doesn't make sense. So baby steps. We'll get a couple of days for RP to get his legs back on, and we'll just reevaluate every day. So anyhow, you can probably see the bugs out again. They're bothersome. They're not super bad, but there's enough of them. Anyhow, we're almost to the notch. We didn't cross over, which was the call. If we didn't stay at the shelter here, we would have had to climb the mountain and go down into the notch, and that's the worst place to be when you're tired. It's going to be brutal. It's end of day already, so you guys have already seen the pictures and videos that we had from today. I had a lot of pictures. It rained for a couple of hours, sprinkled actually, early, and then quit. So I got my camera out a lot. There's a lot to see. We had rebar bolted into the sides of the mountain just so we could climb up. That's how sketchy it was in places, and climb down. A lot of fighting for handholds on stuff where they didn't rebar and stuff. So we weren't doing, I think our average all day was 1.14 miles an hour, which is less than half of what we could do if we were on a walking pace. So that's why we had to call it, because you can't go anywhere, get anything done. You sure don't want to be out 13 hours after, wrestling up and down mountains. We had bogs on the top of these mountains. Cowboy's foot went in, and he came out without a shoe. He had to dig it out. RP couldn't believe he was laughing about it and started swearing. It was the nastiest thing in the world, but he was laughing. Got pictures of that too. You saw him. Anyhow, looks like clouds are moving, and now we might get a rain earlier. I hope not. Want to get some miles in tomorrow before it rains. That's where we got a couple days of rain, I think. Maybe just a day now. Trying to move out of the rain forecast because the White Mountains where we were at, they're calling for rain for the next 5 days. And it seemed like farther north we got the less chance of rain there was. So it's trying to get yourself north out of the rain and try and keep your legs together and people together in one place. We had one lady that we talked to in the White Mountains that was going to stay at the same hostel. She ended up tripping on a river crossing on a stone and broke her wrist and hit her head and face, and had to get medevaced out. They had like 17 firefighters / rescuers, whatever, to carry her out. And I found out that a friend of mine, Sims, was on the other end of the White Mountains. Was it I can't even pronounce it. Anyhow, the Fraconian Ridge or something like that. And they came up to a woman who had broken her leg, so he had stayed with her while the other people went to get help because there's not great cell service in all these places. So, so 2 AT hikers have been pulled off White Mountains already this year and made the news, and they're not going to be the last. White Mountains are pretty darn tough. And that's why we're we're not in the White Mountains anymore now. We just crossed into Maine. But the southern part of Maine's just as bad. So we're going to play it smart, keep everything together. It might take us a couple more days to get up to Katahdin, but that's what we're going to get. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the pictures today. There was a lot of them, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.